Hello, 5th primary students. A new math revision under the supervision of the Ministry of Education. أهلا بكم طلبة وطالبات الصف الخامس الابتدائي، مراجعة جديدة في مادة الرياضيات تحت رعاية وإشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. We'll start our revision today exactly as if we are in an exam. So, the first question is choose the correct answer. Okay, I have some choices in between brackets and I have my questions. If I have anything to work out or to make any steps for, I have to do the steps first and then I choose the right answer. So here, the first question, 4.35 kilometers equals how many meters? In this type of questions, again, the units of measuring, I have to ask myself, I am converting or changing from the big to the small or from the small unit to the big one. الأول بشوف أنا بغير من اليونت الكبيرة لليونت الصغيرة ولا اليونت الصغيرة لليونت الكبيرة to decide whether I'm going to multiply or divide. Here I change from kilometers to meters. So it's from the big unit to the small unit. So I'm going to multiply. Okay? طيب. I will multiply by what? From a kilometer to a meter, I multiply by 1,000. So here, 4.35 times 1,000. This means that I am going to move the decimal point 3 places to the right. Decimal point بتتحرك 3 places لناحية اليمين عشان دي multiply and I have 3 zeros, so I have to move my decimal point 3 places. Okay, so here I will move it. One place is the 3, the second place is the 5, and the third place أنا ما عنديش حاجة. So I will add a 0 in the third place to give myself a chance to move my decimal point 3 places. So the answer here, of course, will be 4,350. Okay, question 2. In any triangle, the number of altitudes is 1, 2, 3, or 4. So in any triangle, we said before that any triangle has how many altitudes? Do you remember? Any triangle has 3 altitudes or 3 heights. ال 3 heights أو ال 3 altitudes دول, I drop each one of them from the vertex to the opposite or corresponding base. Okay? So here I have 3 altitudes from the 3 vertices that I have. Okay? So the answer will be 3. Now, question 3. The shaded part in this or in these 2 sets represents what? The shaded part here. I have here the 2 sets y and x, and I have a shaded part in set x. And I want to know this shaded part, البارت اللي فيه خطوط, ده represents what or means what? So here, if you look at this part, you will find that the shaded part is covering a part of the set x, but it ignores the part of the set x which is in y. يعني ال shaded part ده مغطي جزء من ال set x بس هو مغطاش كل ال set x. الجزء اللي كان common بين y and x ال shaded part ده مغطاهوش. So I want to know, it's going to be x intersects y ولا x union y ولا x difference y ولا y difference x. So here the shaded part is all the elements in x but not in y, so it is x difference y. Okay? Question 4, if 3 over 4 equals c over 16, then the value of c is 12, 15, 24, or 30. Let's see how we do it on the board. Okay, guys, now this is the question. If 3 over 4 equals C over 16, and I want to know the value of C, because this is my unknown. This is the only unknown that I have in this question. So I have to find out 4 times what gives me 16, because the number that I am going to multiply by here is going to be the same number that I am going to multiply by over there. So here, 4 times what gives me 16? So go back to table 4. It's 4 times 4. So 4 times 4 is 16. So if I multiply the denominator here by 4, I have to multiply the numerator as well by 4. Okay? Then, if 4 times 4 is 16, then 3 times 4 is equal to C. Then, C is equal to 3 times 4, which is equals to 12. Okay? That's it for this question. Let's go back and finish our revision. Okay, now let's move to the 5th question. 3 over 6 divided by 1 and 1 over 6. Okay, we said before, divided questions, they are a bit hard to answer. So we usually convert these questions or change them into multiplication questions. Okay, بغير divided بخليها multiply. But to do this, I have to follow certain steps. So, first of all, الميكس نمبر اللي عندي ده ما ينفعش يفضل موجود. لازم أغيره لفراكشن. ف it will be 6 times 1 6 plus 1 is 7, so it will be 7 over 6. طيب خلاص 7 over 6. What else shall I do? I have to, just a second. After that, I will remember the steps that I am doing, which are أنا عندي 2 fractions and a sign in the middle. كل حد فيهم بيطلب مني حاجة. The first fraction, he says, leave me as I am. سيبيني زي ما أنا ما تغيرينيش. Then, the divided sign, it tells me, change me to a multiplication sign. بسمع كلامها وبغيرها ل multiplication sign or times. The second fraction, he tells me or it tells me, flip me upside down. Okay, أو get my reciprocal. يعني خلي الرقم اللي فوق تحت واللي تحت فوق. Okay, so here it's 3 over 6, the first fraction, سيبته زي ما هو. ال divided sign حولتها ل multiply. وال second fraction I flipped it. Okay, so الرقم اللي تحت أو النيوميريتور بقى denominator والdenominator بقى في النيوميريتور. Okay, then I start to simplify the numbers if they are to be simplified. Okay, فهتشيك أول numerator مع أول denominator. Both of them are in table 3. So 3 divided 3 is 1 and 6 divided 3 is 2. خلاص النيوميريتور الأولاني في أي حاجة تاني to be simplified, it's 1 already, so this is the simplest form. Okay, then I will move to the second numerator, which is the 6. Then I check my first denominator again. 6 and 2, can they be simplified together? Yes, لأنه both of them are in table 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3 and 2 divided by 2 is 1. بقى عندي the first fraction is 1 over 1, which is 1, وعندي the second fraction is 3 over 7. So I will multiply the numerators by each other and I will multiply the denominators by each other. أو simply هو ال first fraction already بقى 1. Any value or any number times 1 is the number itself. So my fraction now is 3/7. This is the answer. Now let's move to question 6. 5/8, is it smaller than or bigger than or equal to 0.5734؟ عشان أعرف الانسر لازم الاثنين يا إما يبقوا fraction أو الاثنين يبقوا decimal numbers أو a whole and a decimal number. فهنا I will divide the 5/8. هنعمل long division. 5 divided by 8. The answer will be 0.625. So I check the whole number first. The whole numbers here both are zeros. خلاص الwhole numbers زي بعض. I'll start to check the numbers behind the decimal point. لو الwhole numbers at the بعد ببدأ أشوف numbers اللي بعد decimal point. And I move decimal place by decimal place. يعني الأول بقارن 10th place مع بعض. لو زي بعض ببدأ move to the hundredth place, then the thousandth place. لو من الأول هما different بيبقى سهل بالنسبة لي إنه أنا choose which is bigger and which is smaller. So here, the first place, the 10th place here, the first one is 6 and the second number is 5. Okay, so I have 6 and 5. Which is bigger? Of course, the 6. Then the number or 0.625 is bigger than 0.5734. So I'm going to choose the greater than or the bigger than sign. Okay, question 7. The set of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. الدوتس الكتيرة دي معناها إنه مكملين ملهاش end. It has a beginning which is the element 1 and this set it has no end. And we said before, when we have a set that has no end, is it a finite set or an infinite set or an empty set or otherwise? Otherwise يعني أي حاجة تانية. So of course here we said when I have a set that has beginning but has no ending, then this is called an infinite set. معناها إنه ما بتخلصش إلى ما لا نهاية، مستمرة. Okay, question 8. 43 days is approximately how many weeks? I have the choices 4, 6, 5 and 7. الweek فيه قد إيه أيام؟ Every week is made up of 7 days. Then هنا I have 43 days. I will divide them by 7, long division, because I have nothing in table 7 that gives me the answer 43. So it will be 6.14. 6.14 is approximately what? To the nearest unit, okay? Because days and weeks, this is in the units of measuring lesson, okay? Then I'll check the 10th place here, it's 1. The 10th place is week, so the 6 stays as it is, then the answer will be 6 weeks. Okay, now I will move to question 9. If 4 belongs to 1, 2, and 2x, then x is equals to what? هنا 4 belongs to the set of elements 1, 2 and 2x. ال4 هنا مش موجودة عندي, which means إنه ال4 هي اللي equals to the 2x اللي في الآخر. If 4 equals to 2x معناها 4 equals to 2 times what? Or 2 times what gives me 4? I want to know the value of the x. عايز أعرف ال value بتاعت ال x دي إيه. يبقى 2 times what gives me 4? It's 2 times 2. So this is the answer. لأنه لما هعمل 2 multiply by 2 the answer will be 4 اللي هي مكتوبة في أول المسألة إنه هي it belongs to okay this set of elements. Now question 10. 4.86 divided by 0.9. 4.86 divided by 0.9. This is going to be a divided question. We said before that before I divide, I have to remove the decimal point from my divisor. قبل ما أعمل division question لازم أشيل decimal point من divisor أو الرقم اللي أنا بدivide by. Okay? It's always the number that comes after the divided sign. Okay? So here, how many decimal places I have? I have only one decimal place. So I will multiply both numbers by 10 to eliminate the decimal point from my divisor. Okay? So it will be here 48.6 divided by 9. So 48.6 divided by 9, I will use the long division. So the answer will be 5.4. Now, question 11. I have here the circle M with a chord passing through the center of my circle, which is called AB. So here I want to know, AB is called a diameter or a radius or a center. Again, I have AB line segment passes through the center of my circle and it joins 2 points on the circumference of my circle. So this is a chord and it is the longest one as it is passing through the center of my circle. So this is called a diameter. Question 12. If A belongs to X, if the element A belongs to the set X, then the element A, does it belong to X complement? We said before that X complement is all the elements that are not in X. So if A is a part of X, it means that it is not a part of X complement. Okay? So of course here the element A, it does not belong to X complement. Okay? Now question 13. 172 times 0.003 and the other one 0.172 times 0.3. And I want to compare between the two numbers. Then first I have to finish my multiplication questions and then I will compare the two answers by each other, or I'll compare them to each other. So here 172 times 0.003 is going to be 0.516 because of course here I have 3 decimal places after the decimal point. So after I multiply 172 times 3, I have to place the decimal point after 3 decimal places and start the count from your right hand side. I'll do the same with the other one. I will multiply 172 by 3. Then I will count how many decimal places I have, which is here 4 decimal places. Then I have to count 4 places from my right hand side and then I put my decimal point. So here it's going to be 0.0516. So again, I will start comparing by using the whole numbers. The whole numbers in both of them is 0. Then I will ignore it, مش هبصله, and I will move to the first decimal place after the decimal point, which is here. In the first number is 5, and in the second number is 0. Which is bigger? Of course, the 5. Then the first part of my question, or the first number, is bigger than the second number. I'll choose the greater than sign. Question 14. If x is subset of y, set x كلها على بعضها is a part of the set y، يعني موجودة جواها. Then x intersects y in the set x، لأن هي كلها موجودة جوا الset y. Okay؟ يبقى الانترسكشن بتاعهم هي الset x كلها. Now, let's move to the second question. Complete the following. Complete the following. In this one, we don't have any choices, just your workout and the result. The set of elements 1, 2, 3 is union to the set of elements 3 and 8. The union sign means all the elements in the two sets, but I don't repeat the common elements. باخد كل الاليمنتس الموجودة في التو sets اللي عندي، بس الاليمنتس المتكررة باخدها مرة واحدة أو بكتبها مرة واحدة. So here 1, 2 and 3 is union 3 and 8 in what؟ نخلي بالنا إنه عندنا الاليمنت 3 متكرر، وده الاليمنت الوحيد اللي مش متكرر عندنا. فأنا I will take the elements 1, 2 and 1, 2, 3 and 8. Okay, so I will take the elements 1, 2, 3 and 8. The second question, when tossing a coin once, the probability of appearing a head. الcoin عندي head and tail. So when I toss the coin once, the probability of appearing a head is half or 1/2. لأنه عندي head واحدة out of 2 options. يظهر لي head أو يظهر لي tail, so it's 1/2. Question 3, 1/8 times 2 and 2/3. تاني ما ينفعش mixed number، لازم أحوله لفراكشن. So 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2 is 8. It will be 1/8 times 8/3. I will simplify the 8 with the 8, so it will be 1 and 1. So the answer is going to be in numerators, 1 times 1 is 1. Denominators, 1 times 3 is 3. So it is 1/3. Question 4, phi. Phi is a subset of the set 0 because phi and the set 0, both of them are sets. And phi is a subset of any set. هي هوا موجودة في كل السets. Question 5, 3978 divided 1000 equals 3.978 لأنه هي بالضبط كأنها 3978.0 and I have to move the decimal point from the right hand side to the left hand side 3 places, okay, in corresponding to the 3 zeros that I have. Question 6, a circle with a diameter length 10 centimeter, the length of its radius is, we know that the radius is, or the radius length is half of the diameter length, so it's 10 divided by 2, so it is equal to 5. The last one, 3.75 times 100 times, I move the decimal point to the right hand side. How many places? Here I have 100, so I move it 2 places, so it will be 375. Okay, that's all for now, and till we meet again to continue with our revision. See you.